Okay then, so this is the current state of affairs with the front page, as I like to call it. As I've explained in the past, we got a lot of nasty reds here, which are not offset by baccarat winnings, but are very definitely offset here by a gigantic after a series of gags, a huge win at blackjack. And I'm not suggesting and never will suggest that that's normal play. What you have to do in any statistical analysis is to remember that the outliers, the highest and the lowest, should always be ignored. And that isn't to say that you should just forget about the fact that it is possible to get into really serious difficulty with pattern betting. Not at all. You always need to have that in mind. But the most likely outcome at any given time is that you will succeed in beating negative odds. And if you've been with me a while, if you watched a few of these sessions, either baccarat or blackjack, you should be pretty much convinced by now that this is a good way to go. I mean, to me, it's the only way to go, but then I haven't discovered any other better strategies. And it's not that I haven't been looking. I promise you, I'm always open to better ideas and modifications of my own ideas. And, so far, nothing has turned up that's good. 2, 3. I'm also having sound problems for some reason with this whole setup. It's been good as gold for well over a year, and then suddenly it just doesn't want to work anymore. The sound is there, but it's crap. That's all I'm saying. All right, back to the min. $51. Double for the tie, that is. 2, 3. There we go. Back to the min. Always go back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Nice one, player. Keep it up. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51. 2, 3. Uh-oh. 5, 6. Thank you, player. What have we got? We got 9 wins, 10 losses, and we've got 775 in the kitty, in the tank. I just don't understand how people can look at that and say, well, this is not a very good way to bet. Oh, but I like that. This is like 3-4 now, I think. Player just keeps coming through in the clinch. It's basically, I'm sitting here itching to get out to the pub, but it's hot as hell. It's 86 degrees right now. And I'm thinking, well, all right, so that's 2, 3. Nice one, Mr. Player. Yeah, with the sound problems, I'm going to have to record a sort of a backup voiceover, which I'm doing actually right now. I'm a bit nervous about it because the files are going to be enormous, I think. Where am I? Oh, is that a repeat? Oh, damn, I should have checked it. See, I could check it down here, but I forget that sometimes. I think that's got to be plus max. Oh, fuck. Pardon me. Plus max. Do it again. Do it again. Plus max is just my max. You don't have to follow that, but it's what I recommend. Don't go too high because it just pushes the bets up when you go to recover. It's like 3-4, is it? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's 3-4. There you go. Now this is not high drama, this one, but it's profitable. That's the most important thing. See, we're now two bets ahead. I think that's 51. Yeah. That's 2-3. That's good. Gonna pause for a sec for the sound thing. Yeah, I'm just worried about the sound, the backup sound files being so huge that I can't transfer them easily. I mean, I can transfer them, but it's going to be a bird in the arse because they're too huge. That's a repeat. That's a back to the min. Double for the loss. 1-2. So there we are. We're at 24 wins and 23 losses, and we've got nearly 2,000 in the tank. And how people can look at that and just say, "Oh, I don't know, this is not the way to go. I'd rather lose, thank you very much." Double for the loss. Repeat. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the loss. Oh, 1-2. I don't know the way this is going. I'm happier now. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. 2-3. I'm liking the way players treating me right now. I think this is pretty decent. +1. 51. 2-3. Try again. All right. Back to the min. +1. Oh, okay. 2,700 in less than 9 minutes. And save the shoe. And go and have a look and see where we're at. I lost myself there. I went adrift. Okay, bear with me for just a little bit. All right, so what we're looking at here is winnings of 5,237 bets, average win 141, 2,500 lost across 32 bets, average loss 78, average win value over average loss value 181%, and our profit in 9 minutes 2,700. I kind of like that, actually. Anyway, I guess that's it. Bye bye. All right, so this is slightly embarrassing because I have absolutely no idea what the sound is going to be like um, on this screen recording. Um, I had sound problems for 3 or 4 recordings. So yesterday I did a backup using my digital recorder, and there's a certain amount of faff involved in that, to use a UK expression. It's not a terrible faff, in other words, bloody nuisance. But it's an extra few steps that would be nice to avoid, and it turned out to be unnecessary because the sound was perfect. So I just don't know what to say. I guess I'll find out soon enough. We're now on a plus run here. Good gracious. Yeah, it's important to follow a win progression by boosting a little bit. If you start off with a 25 win, because it just adds to the final turnaround profit. And sort of when I talk about the martingale, I always say I'm not a fan of the martingale, but progressive betting, which the martingale is. It's like the old thing about all cows are animals, but it doesn't follow that all animals are cows. And it's kind of like that. It's sort of like a martingale is progressive betting, but that doesn't mean to say that all progressive betting is a martingale. Do you get me? I'm sure you do. Um, I think we're on plus max now. That's my choice. I don't like to go above 5 units, and that's part of the reason. All right, so now we repeat it, and now we're looking at 3-4. And now we're looking at 7-8. Oh my God, I'm not going to be running away from this, am I? 7-8. 15-8. And we have to go to the banker. Okay, well now we have to go 15-16 because the rule is you double the bet after a tie if the bet value is 100 or less, or if you can take the bet from a mid-recovery bet, which is 15-8, in other words, it's not a turnaround. Now I want to take it to a turnaround bet, which would be 15-16, and then to that I have to add the commission. So that would be 15, because the commission on a 1600 win on the bank is going to be 80. So we're going to call it 15-17. And a banker win at this point would be quite nice. But we did not get it. Okay, well, we're not terribly far behind. So we're going to have to do 6, 7 in 500s. This is not going well, you may have noticed. Now, I was trying to think of my next step, but I didn't need it.
This is a reminder.
Alexa, stop. Oh, do shut up. Okay, so 6, 7. So we're out of trouble there. And, please don't characterize that as being a stroke of luck. It wasn't. It's just the rhythm of the game. It's patterns. It's how it works. And it's as simple as that, really. I mean, we had a big bet there. We had about 7,000 out, and we rescued or ransomed or retained a lot of R's in there, isn't there? The shoe balance of 425. So it's less than 10%, but in a matter of moments. So that counts, All righty. Repeat that one. We seem to be slow today. Not this program, but that's double for the tie. But the computer. I was supposed to be getting a new one, but I haven't heard from my boy lately. Three five, and we're running away from the banker. 8-5 to player. Oh dear. 13-10, so that's 3-2. Ah! 3-2. 5-4, which we are now going to call 3-2 in thousands. And now 5-4, and then it's a runaway point. Blimey O'Reilly. Okay, so 9-4, and we will actually be staying with player. But we have to run away from this one. Because the trigger point is the 5 behind. See, 8-13, so. Yep. That's like rather disgusted that things have gone this way. It was looking so good for a while. Well, no, it wasn't. Fairly shitty shoe, actually. All right, so we're still on, well, we're staying on player. The bet is 9-4. And now it's 5-6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I'm just looking at this session balance here. I'm thinking 5-6 is possibly a little bit high. Let's call it 5-5. Eh. There we are. Okay, so we're out of the woods and we drop back to a minimum. And the session balance is 1. So we had 10,000 out to rescue, ransom, or retain 1,500, near enough. I think that's a good deal. But I know there are people who disagree. And they have that right. Everybody has the right to be wrong. 1, 2. Not in the groove today. All right, back to the min. +1. 51. Repeat. Back to the min. Alexa, stop. Double. Right. So that's 2-3. So nice to have this cheek down the bottom here. Wish I had that in blackjack. Need all the help I can get these days. Double for the loss. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Where are we at? We're at 10 minutes. We just clicked over to 10 minutes, so we've got 2,000 200 roughly in 10 minutes. Um, boom. 51. Excuse me. God, a shit night last night. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Why are we going so slowly? Repeat. Minimum. Going back to the minimum, so very important. I bang on about it all the time, but it's about as important as anything else. I mean, it's all a bunch of elements together, but falling back to the minimum after you bag your profit is very much an essential part of the process. Okay, back to the min. Double for the loss. Yeah, when you watch the pro losers, the professional losers like Vegas Matt and Co. on YouTube, it's really fascinating because they flounder all the time. It's sort of like, oh, should I do this and should I do that? And what should I do now? And should I do that? And how much? And all that. And this strategy and even the martingale, to be honest, but this strategy in particular takes away that sort of uncertainty and flapping and zigging and zagging and I mean, you're still sometimes going to be wrong, obviously, but a lot of the time you won't be. All right, minimum. Double for the loss. It just makes it easier, that's all. And it obviously wins as well, which is quite handy. Well, that looks like 2-3 to me. Thank you, player. Right, I'll play this shoe out. We're at 12 minutes, which is a long time for me, but of course there was a gag in there, so that makes a difference. Adds to the timeline. One, two, oops. Don't do that to me. Damn it. 3, 4. 7, 8. Don't tell me we're going to be running away again. Could this be the turnaround? Nope. 15, 8 to the bank. Ah! 23. 15, 8, 23. So we'll call that 5-3 now. Okay. So 2-3. But there's going to be, okay, 1, 2, 3. And cover commission. There we are. Okay. So that's us out of trouble yet again. Commission covered and betting on the banker. Back to the min. So I mean, obviously this shoe has saved the day, but that's not the point. I mean, there's no problem with that. But no, the sort of the crazy way, the haphazard, slap happy kind of like just silly way that that the Sinfluencers bet is just it's just dumb. player wins? That won't do. There we are. It's turning out to be a decent session, this. But what's the sound like? That's the question. I mean, it may not exercise you guys out there much, but it certainly does me, because I need to be heard. I suppose if it's crap, I'll have to put in subtitles. Where the fuck am I? Oh, yeah, okay. Need a banker. There it is. Back to the min. Don't like betting on banker, but got no choice. Repeat. This is working out all right. Double for the tie. On 3-5 and about to run from. Oops. Damn it. Must be something I'm doing, right? You know, it has to be my fault. I feel like EJ. Yeah, he's the guy on the team with Vegas Matt, his boy EJ. Eugene. Can see why he picked EJ. Why would anybody? Oh, well, never mind. Uh-oh, I got that wrong. I saw it red and I wasn't paying attention. Okay, back to the minimum. I screwed up there. Uh, 1-3. There we go. Back to the min. Looks like it. There we go. Yeah, I was going to say it. But everything's going slow today. It's odd. Okay, so we won 37 and lost 31 that time. So, I mean, you know, you have to be a complete bloody moron to lose in those circumstances. Although the professional losers will find a way to lose even when they win more bets than they lose. It's really quite weird. They are such an odd lot. Anyway, there we go. We got a nice little win in 18 minutes, 5,000 in 18 minutes, which, you know, isn't enough for the high rollers like Dana White and co, but it's certainly good enough for me, and I suspect good enough for you too. Yeah. So, how did we do? Yeah, I did mean to pay more attention to the win percentage. Oh fuck! Sorry, did it again, didn't I? Didn't save the shoe. You have to save the shoe. All right. Try again. All right, so I screwed up with this one. I'll be back in a sec. All right, so that was a monster fail. 3,884 in winnings across 8 bets. 486 is the average win. Losses of 11,425 in 13 bets. Average loss is 879. Average win over average loss is a 55%, which is no good. Okay, so then we go to the next one. And this is a different story, I think we will all discover. Back in a mo. Okay, so this time I'm going to go into slightly more detail than I usually do, and I think I'm going to try to do this in future. It's a bit of a faff to use that expression again, but never mind. Um, with shoe number 1776, we had 16,586 in 37 wins, which is an average win of 448, 4,131 losses, average loss minus 132. Average win over average loss is 339%, which is good. We had 45 wins and 44 losses, which is in fact a 1% player edge. Our win of 4,945 in the two shoes was against action of 35,995, which means that we turned a 1% player edge into a 13.7% player edge, and we achieved that by obviously winning more when we won than we lost when we lost. So that's the name of that tune. And now, just a quick update here. All right, just bringing the front page up to date. So we gagged, leaving behind a shoe that had cost us 7,541, and then in the next shoe we won 12,486. And you know, this whole attack that the casinos keep doing via their shills, their barkers, their performing seals, whatever, against progressive betting is it's a very careful plan. You know, what they want to do is they want to instill in the heads of everybody who's watching these crazy videos on YouTube. They're trying to get them used to the idea that the way you have to bet is randomly, haphazardly, recklessly, self-destructively, stupidly, you know, because that obviously is a benefit to the house. And so they have this constant campaign against progressive betting. And you know, and I've said this many times, and I apologize to everybody who's heard me say it 100 times, that the clue that casinos are afraid of progressive betting lies in table limits. They exist entirely to discourage, frustrate, thwart progressive betting. And of course, it works only if people say, okay, well, now I've hit the table limit, I'm just going to keep on betting at the table limit, which of course means disaster. But that is absolute stupidity. What you would do in any situation where your next bet is going to be denied by the table limit is you just pick up your down and out, your chips, your buddy whatever, your man bag, your bottle of whatever, and you go to a higher rent district, if you like. You know, you just move to a table where the next bet is permitted, and hopefully a few bets after that. So, you know, you're going to be looking to go from, say, a $25 table to a $500 table, you know, so that you've got more range, because 500 to 5,000 rather than 25 to 1,500 or whatever. But that's the kind of thing, obviously, that you have to learn and adjust to while you're in the casino, wherever you are. You know, you've got to walk around ahead of time and say, okay, I can see that this is what I need to do, that if I tap out over here, then I'll go over there, and you know. And obviously, if you're in a place like Las Vegas, where there are about 160 casinos, then you've got plenty of choices. Fewer choices in one horse podunk whatever places. But I think you get my drift here. Anyway, I'm going to stop. Bye bye. Yeah, I do believe I forgot my little clock on the last shoe today. I'm not sure. All of these things tend to blend into one. Also, I want to apologise for constantly banging on about sound problems. My difficulty with computers is that I've been using them for bloody donkey's years to get my job done, and just like the rest of us. But I know nothing about how they work. I just really don't understand them. And I think if I did try to understand them, my head would explode. So I stay away from that stuff. I rely on good friends who understand computers, and I have a son who's in the IT business too, to help me out if I get into a mess. So this sound thing was a complete and utter mystery to me. I'd absolutely no idea what that was all about. So you know, anyway, it seems to have solved itself. Maybe not. Kind of exciting, but I don't know what I'm going to do if it's in and out all the time. I guess I'll just have to record backups every time, which really is a pain in the arse. But there we go. 51. Do it again. Yeah, the repeat thing is simply, to make sure that the shoe balance, that the profit that's made with every turnaround is reasonable. So if the bet is, the turnaround bet is less than 100, then I want to see 75 at least on turnaround. And this time it was 175. But if it's 100, then I want to see at least 100. And again, it was 100. So we just we came out with 175. And now we do the smart thing and we drop back to the minimum. And then we say, oh, darn it, and double. And then we repeat. So you see, that time we got 75 back and the bet wasn't 100. So if you see what I'm going on about, double for the loss, double for the tie, which we do if the bet is 100 or less. And we'll take that, because we got the double, back to the minimum, plus 1, 51, 51, that's a repeat. 1, 2, it's always a shame when those don't work, but then that one did, so no problem. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Yeah, this haphazard crap that the professional losers deliberately, I'm convinced, deliberately apply it's suicide. It's crazy. And yet these are guys who make anywhere between 10 and 30,000 a day from Google. So why are you people watching them? There's no jeopardy for them. They're making fools of the lot of you as well. That's the way I feel about it. Anyway. Obviously, I'm in a minority, but I mean, dear me. Yikes. Double for the loss. Double for the tie. Oh, 2, 3. I'm so enjoying this shoe too. Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I feel better now. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Look at us there. We're at 11 wins and 11 losses, and we've got 800 in the kitty. So, repeat. Double for the tie. 1, 2. 3, 4. Now that's over 100, so we don't double after the tie. There we are. Okay, so think again. I mean, just take a look at this. 13 wins, 13 losses, 925 in the kitty. I mean, how is that achievable unless you win more when you win than you lose when you lose? And yet, it's just not understood by the audience out there, I think, because the majority of people who watch this rubbish on YouTube, these people acting like complete idiots. I mean, they're very shrewd people because they are apparently losing. But they're not losing because they have this bloody great safety net called Google, which is sending them checks. I mean, good God, the last one I looked at for Vegas Matt said, and I can't verify the numbers, but there's this outfit there that puts up daily summaries of who's won and lost and how much money they've made at Google. It's like 28,000 a day. And yes, he can lose 28,000 a day. Absolutely true. Most days he doesn't lose that much because even though he and his team all bet like bloody fools, it's pretty difficult to lose 28,000 all in one go. And they pretend that they're not promoting gambling. They pretend that they're not chumming the waters for stupid fish to reel in and gut. It's just, oh my God. Oh, people are fools. I can't pretend that they're fools because they've got one of the best bloody business models I've ever seen. It's corrupt. It's cynical. It's just bad. But it's making them a lot of money. And of course, in America, that's the only thing that matters. Who you hurt doesn't matter at all. Look at the casinos, these bloody great casinos all over Nevada and all over America. And they're all draining the local economies for every cent they can get. Money that could be better spent on any number of things. People treat them as if it's a legitimate business. I mean, it's just weird. What did I do then? I just screwed up, didn't I? So that I think is 1, 2. And that's 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like this. This is 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't like that either. 15, 8. And we are at runaway point because we're 5 behind. See over here? So it's 15, 8, which is going to be 3, 2 in 500s. We're going to ditch this shoe. And then we will bet this. If we'd stayed here, we would be hopping to banker. But I never bet banker first on a new shoe. I hate banker. I hate the commission. I hate the pretense that banker is the better bet because it wins more often, which is something that Vegas Matt and his crew are trotting out all the time. It's bullshit. You get screwed by commission and or the corrupt extra commission things where they say no commission baccarat. It's not no commission. They screw you even more than commission does. So, Anyway, we're going to go 3, 2. I'm going to save this and I'm going to go away. And I'm going to start another one. Yeah, the guys on YouTube, the professional losers, they're not just professional losers, they're professional liars. That's the truth of the matter. 3, 2. Uh-oh. 5, 4. So I think we better call that 3, 2 in thousands now. Now it's 1, 2. And now it's 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Happiness. Back to the minimum. And I'm always going to get people saying, you couldn't go. It's all waffle. $51. Do it again. Double for the tie because it's 100 or less. There we go. Where are we now? We're at 9.5, coming up to 10 minutes, and we've got, I don't know, session balance today, 7,000, whatever. Plus 1. Plus 1. I guess the irony with the pro losers, the Vegas Mats and the Jason Balkys and all the others squawking bloody deliberate losers, is that they can't show people how to win the way that I'm trying to do here. because the casinos would be pissed off at them, and that'd be it. They'd be out of business. So there you are. Did I just lose? What? Okay, so that's 1-2, isn't it? That's annoying. I really prefer to win. I don't know about you. There we go. Back to the min. Double for the loss. 1-2. Thank you, player. You're a fine fellow. Uh, 51. Double for the tie. Like it. Back to the min. Never be greedy. Very important to remember that. 51. Oops. Bloody thing. Do as you're told. It's just makes me think of my youngest son saying to me one day after listening to me talking to Alexa. You know, it's like I'm in the middle of a phone conversation and Alexa interrupts the same way as she does with all these videos, and so I say, "Alexa, shut up!" And the next thing I hear from my boy is from the way you talk to Alexa, it's clear you have anger management problems. I mean, God help us. Ay, I think that must be 2-3, isn't it? 5-6. I don't like the look of this. I hate to go high like this. Well, the long grass is less frightening now, isn't it? Back to the min. Always go back to the minimum. Double for the loss. 3, 4, 7, 8. Oh, I'm glad of that, because I was thinking to myself, my God, I'm so close in terms of wins to losses that I can't run away from this one. So, well, I mean, I can do what I want, but you've always got to be ready to, just for whatever reason, any reason, get up and go. +1. 51. Double for the tie. 3, 4. 7, 8 again. Duh. 15, 8, and we have to go to bank. I don't have to go to the banker. I'll see how I feel. Let's see how it goes with bank at 15, 8. I don't go for the commission until the turnaround bet. 15, 8. All right, now we're on 7, 9 for the commission. Bugger. There we are. So back to the min on the bank. That's a 1. That's a repeat. That's a 1, 3. And that's a 4, 5. Last on the bank, maybe. Oh, no, not the last. I'd rather it was the last, actually, but never mind. Okay, double for the tie. +1. 1, 2. 3, 5. 8, 5 coming over to player. 3, 5. There we are. That's the only time when I'll bet, sort of more than 100 more than the actual bet, is if I've come over from banker, at 8, 5. You'll see that several times in these demos, that I'll just say, okay, 3, 5, because it's just tidier, I mean, the thing, it's like with Vegas Math. I mean, they piss around with dollar chips, $5 chips, $25 chips. I mean, it must drive the dealers mad. I mean, just keep rounding up, because it just means that when you get to turnaround, you make a bit more money. That's all it is. Back to the min. +1. +1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a surprise. I was sure that was in the bag. In the bag. There it is. What are we doing? 26, 26. I mean, most of these shoes are pretty even-handed, but the way that the idiots, the professional losers, play them, it doesn't make any difference. They just keep throwing their money away. I just watched, what's his face? Dijan Dolt. He started with 5,000, he got to 9,000, so said, whatever I win, I'm going to put down. Why? All his winnings, 4,000, he puts down on the last hand, loses it. I mean, what do you expect, you fool? Jesus Christ. What is the matter with you people? We won 400. Oh, back to the minimum. +1. I'll play this to the end if it'll let me, otherwise I'll just be cross. Anger management. That's the thing. That looks like a winner to me. Oops. Back to the min. Double for the loss. Repeat. Back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Oh, fuck. Sorry. I just don't know why that, it's like with the sound problem. It's a mystery to me. There are a lot of mysteries in my life. I try not to get too worked up about it. Back to the min. Lovely. Plus another one. 1, 2. 3, 4. Come on. There we go. You can shut me out now if you like. Oh, okay. That looks like it. Okay, so I'm not going to chase that for sure. All right, folks. So shoe balance, session balance, those are the things that count. I've got to save this because I forget this all the time. Results by played shoes. And we go over here and we look at this disaster. And I go and speak to my oracle, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so 1,725 in winnings, 13 winning bets, 133 is the average win, 2,275 lost in 18 bets, average loss 126, the average win over average loss 106%. That's no bloody use, as we can see from the shoe balance. You need to be, if you can, and you have no control over it, but you can be pretty confident if you make 125%, that's probably going to give you a solid win. But anyway, we're looking at 550 lost. The action totals, what is it there? It's 4,000 exactly, isn't it? So that's that's somewhat more than Alexa. Stop. Was I angry? That's somewhat more than 12%, minus 12% in terms of a complete screw-up. 13 over 18 is terrible in terms of the house edge. We're looking at what the hell is that? It's 5 over 31, a 6. It's a lot. It's about 17%, something like that, against us. So that'll tell us, that tells you why this was a horror story. So, moving right on, we'll go to the next one and see what we get there. Better story, obviously. I'll be back in a moment. Watch the clock. Oh boy, that was a weird moment. There was this sound. It sounded like a corporation bus was idling at the bottom of the stairs, It turned out it was the spin dryer. And obviously there's something in there like, I don't know, something with buttons or whatever, and it was just rattling like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, that has nothing to do with the task at hand. What happened here is we've got Shoe number 1778, we've had 13,457 in wins, 34 wins, average win 396, 7,925 in 33 losses, average loss 240, average win over average loss 165%, which explains the shoe balance of plus, 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 plus. Furthermore, okay, so we got the 165% there. Now, we had total action of 25,382, and we won 4,982, which is a player edge or a hold of 19.6%. We had 40 in the two shoes. We had 47 wins and 51 losses, which is a house edge. In other words, negative expectation of 4%. So we turned a 4% negative expectation into a player edge of 19.6%. Now, I believe that's something to crow about. I'm certainly happy about it. But, you know, the strange thing is that the more I put up these demos, and there are hundreds of them now, you know, because this is how I live my life. I occasionally stop to eat and sleep and the various other things that you need to do that take you away from a computer. But you know, this is what I do right now, because I am absolutely getting my head down and attacking these professional losers, these deliberate losers. You know, the whole ethic or lack thereof of this con that's going on YouTube currently. So, you know, I've got a bee in my bonnet and a bug up my arse. So that's how it is. And if occasionally I shout at Alexa, it's because she's interrupting my train of thought, and I do get pissed off. So there you have it. Did well again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.